Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Coco Gauff breaks down in tears midway through US Open match. Worst I ever felt. Coco Gauff overcame her nerves and issues with her serve in a second-round win at the US Open Thursday night. But her straight sets defeat of Croatian Dana Vekic wasn't without the tears. I just show people what it's like to be a human, and I have bad days. But I think it's more about how you get up after those bad moments and how you show up after that. Gauff, 21, said after the match on Thursday, August 28th, "I think today I showed that I can get up after feeling the worst I've ever felt on the court." Gauff won the first set, but getting to that point was tough enough. The 2023 US Open champion had 7 double faults and lost 4 of 6 service games, trailing 5-4. And then 6-5 before forcing a tiebreaker. At points, the Florida native dabbed away tears and looked unsettled. After she won the first set, Gauff held a towel to her face, and her hands were visibly shaking. But when Vekic used a medical timeout to deal with an arm injury, Gauff took a bathroom break, splashed water on her face, and seemingly snapped out of it. It was just nerves and just pressure, honestly. And I'm someone that usually can thrive on that, she said. There's been a lot on me this tournament, more than usual, which I expected coming in. Just days before the start of the US Open, Gauff fired her coach Matthew Daly and hired biomechanics expert Gavin McMillan, who is credited with straightening Aryna Sabalenka's service game, according to ESPN. As McMillan, her mom Candy Gauff, and others in her players' box looked on, the reigning French Open champion steadied herself on the hard court. Basically, what you saw out there was what it was, and I was able to reset through it, Gauff said. But it was a challenging moment for me on the court. It's been a tough couple of weeks on and off the court, but I'm just happy to get through it today. And she had a little help from another fan, Olympic champion Simone Biles. As the second set began, the most decorated gymnast in history gave ESPN a live interview in which she spoke about being a role model, and she shared her love for Gauff. The feeling was mutual after the tennis star advanced to the third round. She helped me pull it out. The world number 3, who choked back tears after the match, said of Biles, "I was just thinking, if she could go on a 6-inch beam and do that, with all the pressures of the world, then I can hit the ball." It brought me a little bit of calm, just knowing her story, with all the things she went through mentally. She's an inspiration, surely. The lights of Arthur Ashe Stadium weren't just bright, they were blinding. Coco Gauff stood at the baseline, gripping her racket tighter than she needed to, sweat dripping down her brow, though it was only midway through the second set. The crowd's roar had become a low hum in her ears, like ocean waves crashing miles away. She blinked once, twice, trying to will herself back into the moment. Match point down. Again. She bounced the ball. Once, twice, 3 times. The rhythm usually steadied her, a sacred ritual she'd performed since she was a kid with braces and beads in her hair. But now, the ball felt foreign in her hand. Her lungs refused to expand fully. Her chest tightened as the enormity of everything closed in. "Come on, Coco," someone yelled from the stands. She turned her head slightly, instinctively. Was that her dad's voice? No, too far away. He was courtside, always courtside, but he wasn't yelling anymore. He was watching with his hands clasped, eyes wide and worried. She could feel it, even from across the court. The opponent, it didn't matter who, was standing ready, calm, composed, waiting to pounce. To her, this was just another point. But to Coco, this wasn't a point at all. It was a collapse. She tossed the ball into the air, swung. Double fault. Game. Set. Almost match. The scoreboard glowed cruelly, a silent judge. Gauff turned around, covering her face with the edge of her wristband. But it was no use. The tears had already welled up, hot and unforgiving. She tried to blink them back, tried to walk to her chair with poise, but halfway there, she stopped. She wasn't okay. The stadium felt too loud, too expectant. Every cheer felt like pressure. Every silence a verdict. And then she dropped her racket. Not dramatically, not in defeat, but in sheer emotional fatigue. She covered her face with both hands and wept. The cameras zoomed in, The commentators went silent. The girl who had been crowned America's next Serena was crying in front of thousands, no millions of eyes. It wasn't supposed to be this way. Coco had come into the U.S. Open as a favorite, a 21-year-old phenom who had already captured the world's attention years before when she beat Venus Williams at Wimbledon at just 15. Back then, the pressure had felt like wings. Now it felt like shackles. The interviews, the sponsorships, the fans, the critics, the noise. Oh God, the noise. Social media could both crown you and crucify you in the same breath. Last night she hadn't slept. Not from nerves, from doubt, from wondering if her best tennis was already behind her, from scrolling through headlines that dissected her forehand, her serve, her mental game, her worth. Overrated. Not the next Serena after all. Flashes of brilliance, but lacking consistency. She had tried journaling, meditation, pep talks from her team, but the pressure had grown louder than the support. The moment came and it broke her, not because she was weak, but because she had been holding it all in for too long. Later, when asked in the press room, "Eyes still red but smile steady," Coco would say, "That was the worst I ever felt on a tennis court, but maybe also the realest." She didn't apologize for the tears. She didn't excuse the breakdown. Instead, she leaned into it. "I think we expect athletes to be machines," she continued. "But we're not. We carry stuff. Family stuff. Personal stuff. Doubt. Expectations. And sometimes it just gets heavy. Today it got too heavy." There was a silence in the press room that felt respectful. Someone asked if she thought of walking away. She paused. "For a second, yeah. I thought, why am I doing this? But then I remembered I love this. Even when it hurts. I'm still learning how to carry it better. I'm human." I cried. So what? The line would go viral within hours. I cried. So what? A rallying cry for the vulnerable, for the exhausted, for anyone who had ever felt like they had to smile while breaking inside. That night, back in her hotel room, Coco curled up in a hoodie 3 sizes too big, watching old videos of herself as a kid, laughing on the court, talking to the ball, dreaming aloud. "I want to be the best, but I also want to be happy," 12-year-old Coco had said in one clip. She paused the video. Maybe that was the key. She had lost sight of the joy. Too focused on winning. Too afraid of losing. Too burdened by who everyone wanted her to be. She picked up her phone and texted her dad. "Hey, let's practice tomorrow. But just for fun. No drills. Just vibes." Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share.